Welcome back. Today's class we're working on Pilates, we're working on core and glutes. So the only equipment we'll need today, we'll need a block, a tennis ball, and I'm using a blanket, but you could use, you could just have it on a slippy pair of socks or anything that's going to be able to slide along your surface. So we'll start today lying down on our backs and we'll bring our block with us. Just come to lie down. All the way down. From there, just hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side over your low back. Maybe taking the knees wide. Just any movement here that feels good to start with. All right, from here, I'm going to take our block up above our heads, squeeze hands into the block, and straighten your legs up towards the sky. This is first option here with your shoulder blades down on the back of the ground. Otherwise, you can lift up off of the ground here. So take a breath in, then lower your right leg down towards the ground. Continue squeezing hands, into the block, and then lift it back up. Now left leg lowers and up. If you've got those chest and shoulders up off the ground here, try and lift up nice and high, and just slowly moving from side to side. Maintaining that pressure into the block. You should feel this in your abdominals, so squeeze those core muscles. We'll go another 5 on each side. That's 1. 1, stick with me. 2. 2, keep pressing hands into that block. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5 and 5. Keep the legs lifted, keep the arms lifted, rest the head down if you had it up there for a moment. And now back to the same position, exactly the same, but now double leg lowers at the same time. Take a breath in, and then slowly lower both legs down towards the ground. Lift them back up and down. And we want to lower about 3/4 down towards the ground, and then come back up, so it's all in the core. If you go further down towards the ground, that's okay, but you're more getting into your hip flexors there. That's not our focus for this one. Keep working. Keep pressing those hands into the block. Let's go another 5 here. That's 5. Continue to breathe. 4. 3. A little smile to your face. 2. And 1. All right, bring feet down. Rest there for just a moment. The next one we're going to go into is our corkscrew. So we'll be in the same position and we can pop our block over to the side for this one. And we'll have our hands down by our sides. So straighten both legs back up towards the sky, arms down by the sides, give yourself a little bit of support. And from here, let the legs fall over towards the right side so your left hip will lift up. Then sweep them down towards the ground, sweep them over to the left and back up, and then reverse. Left, circle down, around, and back up. And just keep going from side to side. Use those core, those obliques to stabilize here. Those hands gently pressing down and give yourself a little bit of support. All right, nice. Let's do 2 more on each side. 1 and 1. Controlling the movement with the core. That's 2 and 2. From there, bring the knees in towards the chest and sit up. Get those chest and shoulders off the ground. Reach the arms forward. And little baby crunches here. Sorry about the squeaking on the floorboards here. Go to the 10. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees to the chest and rest just a moment. And take a couple deep breaths. All right, this next one I'm going to go into is the 100. So from here, straighten your legs out nice and long. Lift the legs up off the ground, reach your arms straight forward, palms facing down. Lift the chest and shoulders nice and high, squeeze the legs together, and then pop the arms down towards the ground. Continue trying to breathe as best as you can. Lift those chest and shoulders up, squeeze those legs together. Keep working for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in towards the chest. Sit up nice and tall. Back to that crunch position. 10 crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hope you're feeling that burn. I certainly am. Whew. Oh, take a moment. The next one we're going to go into is the glutes. So for this one, we're going to need it just for this first one just yet, but have your blanket, or if you've got those socks on, you can wear those socks for this one in a moment. So this next one we're going to go into is bridge. So I'll pop my blanket over to the side for now. So firstly, in our bridge, in yoga, usually we have our elbows underneath us or our hands underneath us to help the shoulders pull us into that back bend. For Pilates here, we're working on just strengthening the glutes. So I'd like you to take your arms with cactus-like shape or reach the arms up overhead so the shoulders aren't really giving us a whole lot of support here. From there, drive the heels down, lift the hips up towards the sky. Just hold right there. Let me readjust my mic. So driving down through the heels, rolling the inner thighs down towards the ground. All right, and now we're going to do reps. So drive those heels down, lift up nice and tall, and then lower the hips down towards the ground and drive back up. Squeezing the glutes at the top, holding for a second or two, driving back down and back up. And just keep working. Make sure you're holding at the top there for a moment, squeezing the glutes and coming back down. We're going with the 10 right here. That's 1, 2, stick with me, squeezing those bum muscles at the top. 4, 5, stick with it. 6, 7, 3 to go. 8, 9. When you get to the top, hold at the top. And now little pulses. Drop the hips just an inch or two, drive up. Drop an inch or two, drive up. We've got 20 in total here. I feel a bit of glutes, a bit of hamstrings here, a little bit of burning sensation. That's good. I want to feel. We're working hard. I've lost my count. We'll do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down towards the ground. All right, this next one is where we'll use our blanket. Again, if you're wearing socks, socks can be just as effective for this one as well. So if you don't have, if whatever surface you're working with here, if it's not like a sliding sort of surface like these floorboards, then I'd like you to just go back to the same ones we were just doing, the lowering down and lifting up. Okay, so this next one here, we're going to work on mainly the hamstrings for this one. So I'm going to have myself set up here in my bridge again. I'll do this towards you. And from there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift up into my bridge. I'm going to slide it away from me, my blanket or my feet, if you've got those socks on, and then drag it back in. Slide it away, drag back in. Very challenging. Working, sliding it back in and using those hamstring muscles to pull those feet back towards you. Keep working on the 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh yeah. All right. Rest. I'm gonna pop our blanket over to the side for now. We'll come back to that in a moment. Actually, you know what? We'll use it right now. So what we're gonna do for now, we're gonna use the blanket in a forearm plank position. So I'm gonna start in my forearm plank, elbows down on the ground. For this one, let's have our fingers interlace. It'll just be easier, get a bit more of a solid connection here with the arms. From there, stretch the feet back behind you. I'm gonna bring myself a little further forward so I've got my feet still on my yoga mat. Actually, you know what? Sorry, folks. Let me readjust this a little bit. All right. So feet on the yoga mat or whatever sticky surface that you've got there. From there, lift up into your forearm plank. From there, slide the blanket away. Use your core to pull back in. Slide it away. Pull it back in. Away and in. If this is too challenging for you, you can do the same thing on your knees. Okay? Find your challenging version. Really using those core muscles, really engage them to pull back in. We'll do another 3 here. That's 1. Oh, this is challenging. 2. 1 more. I lost that last one. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with the feet instead. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to show you from behind. So this is not the greatest angle, but I'm going to be back in that forearm plank position, my feet on that blanket. From there, I start in a nice lengthened forearm plank, so a long forearm plank. And from there, I use my core, pull it in, knees in towards my chest, and then reach away. Pull it in and away. In and away. In and away. Another 5. Continue driving the forearms down to the ground. 2 more. Last one. All right, I apologize for that terrible camera angle. All right, let's come down back to our tabletop position. This one, everybody. We'll get into the glutes a little bit more. For this one, we're going to be using a ball. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start in tabletop, so hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm going to take that ball behind. I'm going to start with my left knee. So from here, and with your hamstrings, so pull heel towards your bum, and that will engage your hamstrings here. And from here, instead of tilting your bum up towards the sky, try and maintain a posterior tilt, so tucking your tailbone under, or think about lifting your hip points up. It's the same thing. Okay, so create that tension on the ball, squeeze your hamstrings with the ball, maintain that posterior tilt of the pelvis, and start driving that ball up towards the sky and back down. Driving up, squeezing the ball the whole time. Try and maintain your posterior tilt. It'll mean that you won't be able to drive up very high. Let's go another 5 here, squeezing the ball, maintaining that posterior tilt of the pelvis. 3, 2, and 1. This time allow the leg to come up a little bit higher. Still try and maintain a little bit of posterior tilt here. Now what we're going to do is squeeze the ball in and relax. Squeeze it in and relax. In and relax. Using those hamstrings, squeeze it in. This one might get a little bit crampy, but do your best. Let's go another 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, all right. We'll release that ball. We'll take it over to the other side. So we'll take that ball behind the right knee now. Again, maintain that little posterior tilt. From there, lift that knee up, squeeze the ball, And from there, start driving that heel up towards the sky and down. Driving up and back down. I can't emphasize it much, the maintaining of that posterior tilt. It's really what makes this one. Keep working, keep breathing. Hope you're feeling good out there. Let's go 5, 4. Starting to lose my ball for 3, 2, and 1. Now lift that leg further up towards the sky. I like to flex the toes for this one. Squeeze the ball in and release. Squeeze in and release. In and out. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, and release. Okay. So we're going to do this next one, everybody. We're going to come to a side lying position, and we're going to get into more of the outer hip muscles. So come to lie down on your side. If you notice, I keep looking over this way. I'm looking at my class structure here. So we'll come to lie down. And for this one, we're going to lie down on my, actually let's go up onto the forearm for this one. We're down on the forearm, a nice straight body line. Get rid of our ball. Nice straight body line. From there, let the legs come slightly in front of you. And that right hand, so I'm going up on my left elbow, the right hand planting down here a little bit. I'm trying to stay up nice and tall, okay? So for this one, what we're going to do, work on that top hip. And firstly, just lift the leg up and down, up and down, up and down. Trying to stay nice and tall through the spine as best as you can. Trying to keep the hips stacked on top of each other. Let's go another 5. Keep working for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, rest there for a moment. This next one we're going to do while we're resting, I'll talk you through it. We're going to lift the leg up and sweep it forward and kick it back behind us. And we'll do that for reps, and then we'll do circles. We'll switch it over to the other side. So again, press that left forearm down, press that right hand down, sit up nice and tall. Try and maintain that height in the spine. Lift the leg up, circle forward, kick back. Nice. The whole time, I'm trying to lift the leg up nice and high as best as I can. Trying to maintain the height in the hips. Make sure you're not just sweeping back and forward, but you're trying to lift up the whole time. It's very challenging for me, all this hip abduction. Got the 1 right there. All right, and rest. All right, we're going to do the hip circles now. We'll go back to that same side. So lift the leg up, circle forward, up, back, and around. Forward, up, back, and around. One more. Yeah, all right. Dramatic transition, switch it over to the other side. Right forearm plants down, left hand in by the belly here or the rib cage. Sweep the legs a little bit out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Left leg lifts and lower. Up and down. Up and down. Nice and controlled here. Trying to maintain that height. Let's go 1 more. Now sweep forward and back. Sweep forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Another 3. That's 1, 2, and 3. All right, rest for a moment, and we'll do our circles. We'll do 1 for back of the core. We'll get you out of here. All right, so lift up, So go forward, up, back and around. Forward, up, back and around. Back and around. Keep working. One more. Give me 5 minutes. Back up, forward and around. So I've got some students coming for my next classes. 2 more. 1 more. All right. And rest. All right, we'll do 1 more for the back of the core now. That's what we're going to do. One of my favorites, we'll use our tennis ball for this next one. We'll be in a prone position, so down on your belly with your forehead down on the ground to start with, arms reaching straight out in front of you. So if you want to just watch this first one, then we'll do them together. So arms reaching out in front of you, forehead down to the ground. From there, lift everything up. So lift the arms up, lift the legs up, sweep the arms back behind you, pass the ball behind your back, push them forward and back. Trying to lift up tall, lift the legs up tall, lift the chest up tall. If you can't swap that ball behind your back, then you can swap it at the front if you don't have that range in your shoulders. Let's go another 2 more on each side. That's 1. 1, 2, and 2. All right. Oh, lost my ball. All right, from here, everybody, we'll cool on down. So take a moment, take a breath or 2. And then firstly, come into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up nice and high. And then rock forward to high plank. Then back to down dog a few times. High plank. And back to dog. 1 more time. Back to dog. From there, bring the knees down to the ground. Just do a few little cat-cows. Lift the bum up towards the sky. Pull the chest forward. And then tuck the tail, start to round through the back. Press the hands down. 2 more like that. Pulling chest forward. Rounding. 1 more time. And rounding. All right, that's our class for today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're feeling good. I'll see you next time. Thank you.